What's up, everybody? Welcome to Keeping It 9450, Codename WBB. This is the training grounds, baby. We are talking about the Connecticut Sun. This episode right here, myself, KDot, we're going to discuss the impact of Jonquel Jones' departure from the Connecticut Sun and how this team plans to move forward without their former MVP. We also take a look at the Suns roster for this upcoming season, including key new additions and the challenges they will face. KDot, brother, what's going on? This is episode 3 of the Training Ground, Connecticut Sun. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, yo, what up? What it is? What's popping? The Connecticut Sun. I think that even with the impact and loss within the trading of their former MVP and Jonquel Jones going to the New York Liberty, I truly think that the Connecticut Sun has actually done something that is going to be pretty much talked about all year long, and that is staying who they are. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why we look at like the roster makeup of what's going on with the Connecticut Sun is they still have their engine in Alyssa Thomas. And I feel like Alyssa Thomas, from that standpoint, and with the addition of Brianna Jones moving into a bigger role and replacing Jonquel Jones, I think that's going to show a lot of people what type of, if you will, for lack of better terms, what type of potential that they had, even with Jonquel Jones being out several times the season before and last season while she had her overseas commitments and while she was out with COVID. So my thing is with this particular roster, I don't think anything changes. I think they still compete for that top 4 spot, top 5 spot in the WNBA playoffs. Me personally, I want to get your thoughts just right quick on everybody that came in based off of that Jonquel Jones trade. We have Beck Allen. We actually have Ty Harris that came in from Dallas in that 3-team deal. And I just want to see what your thoughts are and how important these players are going to be for the Connecticut Sun this year.
I think that, you know what? Honestly, I really don't know how the Connecticut Sun is going to fare this year, man. I think that, you know what? I think that they will compete. I want to know, can they get back to that conference championship spot against the Liberty, not the conference championship, but the semifinals versus the Liberty, or even depending on where they finish, the Aces. I really love Alyssa Thomas. I think that she's the 3rd best player in the league. I do think that she is the most versatile player in the league. The stuff that she does, getting in the triple doubles, and you don't even have to talk about the shoulder no more, man, because it just doesn't even bother her. This team is a team full of pride. They remind me of, if I can put a team on it, they remind me of, I do like how you can compare a lot of teams to these Detroit Shocks. And it's funny that I say Detroit Shock because they do remind me of the Detroit Pistons too as well. Just a team just full of, they just tough. They play basketball the right way. They have great leaders in that locker room too as well. Now they got the point guard in Ty Harris. And I know everybody loves Ty Harris. You know what I'm saying? I think that she's going to do wonders. Remember, when she got the minutes she got last year, she was definitely doing her thing. She was definitely making it happen. She could definitely put players in the right position and stuff too as well. I do want to see something from Olivia Nelson-Ododa this year. Also, they got the rookie Alexis Morris. I think that she's going to make the team, even though rookie, you need to sometime relax, calm it down. You know what I mean? Kate, we talked about that yesterday. That's a whole nother subject though, but I do like her confidence as well. I think that the key additions is pretty cool. Beck Allen, Lauren Cox, you got Tiffany Hayes. You got some great vets.
Absolutely.
I think that they will. You know what? The jury, in my opinion, the jury is going to be out on Connecticut. I want to see how they react. I really do. When you lose an MVP, like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Even if Jonquel had a down year up to her standards last year, you're still losing a former MVP. But I do agree. I do think this, Kate, and I remember last year, I must have said it on 7 different episodes, that the fact that Alyssa Thomas and Jonquel couldn't mesh, even though they played well off each other, but they couldn't mesh. I think they couldn't mesh because of how Alyssa Thomas is just no offense, she's a gangster to me. You know what I'm saying? She's a goon. I like her no-nonsense attitude. I really do. I love her no-nonsense attitude on the court, how she just get it. So I do think that this team is probably going to tailor more to her her vibe and everything. And I think that maybe that might help the locker room out a little bit because these players, they do want to win. I do think, like you said, they can compete, but I wonder, like, the loss of a former MVP, how would that help them and stuff too? Looking forward to see Brianna Jones take that next step too as well. She can do it. We seen what she was doing as a sixth woman and stuff. Now that she's going to have to really start play big minutes, I think that she's going to have a really good season, bro. I really do.
Yeah, and before we head out, I just want to make it very clear that with the acquisition of head coach Stephanie White, I believe that, remember back in 2015, she led that Indiana Fever team to the WNBA Finals. And that team in Indiana looks a lot like this team in the Connecticut Sun. Very gritty, no nonsense, ready to go to war no matter what. And the strategic efforts that Coach Stephanie White have and her ability to make things happen with the roster that she has, I think that it happens. And then the quiet acquisition, to me, I think it was very quiet, of Tip Hayes. That's incredible because you have another scoring threat that can help complement DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas and Brianna Jones. That's very, in my opinion, very underrated from a acquisition standpoint. So that's why I still favor Connecticut to be that top 5 type team still and continue to consistently make things happen. I think the loss of Jonquel Jones is big, but the loss of Jonquel Jones equals the loss of Kurt Miller. So when you have a new regime in the coaching, I think that it's a little bit different. And even though it is a loss because she is a former MVP, I don't think it's going to be as much of an impact because there is also new head coaching that's going to come about. And truly think that the Connecticut Sun, that's going to be my sleeper team. That's definitely going to be one of my sleeper teams. So truly think that the Connecticut Sun is going to be pretty much okay.
You know, as you was talking, I was really thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I think Connecticut could finish in the top 4 spots. I think they could get a top 4 spot in there. It's going to be fun seeing now. We talk about Vegas and New York. That matchup is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see an Atlanta Dream Connecticut Sun matchup. I ain't going to lie. That's going to be
absolutely. I agree.
That's going to be a fun matchup this year. All right, so let's get on out of here. Let's close this one. I know it was a really quick show and stuff, but thanks for listening to Keep It in 9450 Codename WBB Training Ground. This is talking about the Connecticut Sun. We hope that you enjoy the analysis of myself and KDot talking about the Connecticut Sun. Hopefully, y'all new fans, because our show has been growing. I was looking at the analytics. KDot, we gained like 51 new subscribers in the last 2 weeks. So we just hope that y'all learning something and everything. Of course, obviously, we would love to hear from y'all. So please tap in with us on Twitter at the 9450. I'm Daniel Artest. That's KDot right there. Love is love. Peace. Peace out.